Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of our writing correction series. This week's writing has been sent to us by Mary from Canada. So let's take a look. All right, guys, so the topic for this week was you live near a park, a local school often brings students to the park to do sports. Recently, this has been causing some problems for you and your neighbors. Write a letter to the school manager. In your letter, you got to do 3 things as always. Explain what you like about living near the park, describe recent problems, and suggest how the problem could be solved. So let's take a look at Mary's response. We have Dear Sir or Madam and Happiness School Manager. Now, if you don't know who you're writing to, you never include both Dear Sir, Madam, and also Happiness School Manager. So my recommendation is get rid of this and just say Dear Sir or Madam. Also remember, if you have the / there's no need for a space before and after the / So it's basically Sir, no space, / Madam. Okay, so you are writing the letter to the school manager. You could have also said just Dear School Manager. And in fact, if you are given the exact title of the person that you're writing to, it's a good idea to include that title exactly as it appears in the question, because you really can't go wrong with using the exact same title that's provided to you. Okay, now let's take a look at the opening paragraph. I am writing to express my disappointment with the teachers and the students that I received at Green Park. Okay, now, is it with the teachers and the students? And also, how did you receive the teachers and students? So I think there's a problem with the verb as well. Let's take a look at the question again. Look, the problem is being caused by the fact that these students are being brought to the park. And so you want to express the fact that you are disappointed. So this is great. Express my disappointment with, but you don't want to say the teachers and the students that I received. Okay, so you want to be a little bit more general in the way you open your letter. You don't want to go into details and you don't want to express everything. So what can we say? Probably at this point, we could say my disappointment with the problems caused by classes held at Green Park, right? So they bring the students to this place, to Green Park, let's call it, and this is causing problems. Notice that I'm not mentioning what these problems are. I'm just saying that there are these problems that are happening because of the fact that the students are brought to the park. Okay, so Green Park, and then in regard to the poor state of safeguarding, especially that of the football, tennis, and badminton. Okay, now this is too much detail, and even if you do decide to include this into your writing, Mary, it doesn't belong in the opening. It probably belongs in one of your body paragraphs. So I'm going to get rid of this. Once again, as I've mentioned before, the subject line is a sentence that is supposed to tell your readers what the letter is generally about without really going into the specifics. The specifics will appear in the body paragraphs. Okay, enjoying and relaxing are my neighbors and I getting Green Park as usual. Okay, remember, if you are writing a letter to someone that you don't know that well, it's always a good idea to start by introducing yourself. So I'm going to do that for you, Mary. I'm going to say, my name is Mary, and I am a resident of, now you could just say something like Emerald Green Village. Okay, that's just a made-up name, right? So here we have, my name is Mary, and I'm a resident of Emerald Green Village. And it's a good idea to leave a comma here as well. Okay, now you can transition to the other pieces of information that you want to include in your background paragraph. And always remember, the first aim appears in the background paragraph. Explain what you like about living near the park. So, enjoying and relaxing are my neighbors and I getting Green Park as usual. So perhaps what Mary was trying to say here was, my neighbors and I often spend time at Green Park. I think that's what the in usual was all about. So my neighbors and I often spend time at Green Park enjoying. Now, you can't just say enjoying. You have to say enjoying ourselves and relaxing there, right? So I'm going to get rid of this and relaxing there. There are so many precious plants and much more beautiful flowers that can help me to release pressure from work. Okay, so there. What is there? Probably you're referring to the park. So you could say the park has so many precious plants. Okay. I don't know if precious is the best adjective here. You could definitely say precious plants. You could use precious for many things, in fact. But you want to go with a more general adjective here. So there are so many, the park has so many amazing plants, and then you're saying much more beautiful. More beautiful than what? So just, you could say very beautiful flowers. Okay, so the park has so many amazing plants and very beautiful flowers that can help me to release pressure. You don't release pressure, you relieve the pressure that you experience at work. So they can help me to relieve the stress, right? From work. That's the closest that we can get to what you probably wanted to say. And then, in addition to being near my home, it is also a quiet place, perfect for reading books and meeting people. So nice, you have this expression, in addition to being near my home, it, which means the park, is also a quiet place, perfect for, so here, for the linker, you could say it is also a quiet place that is perfect for reading books and meeting people. Okay, so that is your background paragraph. Now, we didn't have a topic sentence for this. Explain what you like about living near the park. If you wanted to include a topic sentence, you could say something like this. My name is Mary, and I'm a resident of Emerald Green Village. I would like to inform you about, and then you're informing them about what you like about living near the park, right? So some of the benefits of living close to Green Park, right? And then you start by saying, my neighbors and I often spend time, and then you don't need to repeat it. You're going to say, often spend time there, enjoying ourselves, and relaxing, right? My neighbors and I often spend time there, enjoying ourselves and relaxing there. So you have there again. So we can say in the park, enjoying ourselves and relaxing there. There. Okay, next paragraph. The next paragraph should focus on describing the recent problems. So, recently, There are so many students and some teachers at Green Park. Okay, there are so many. So instead of saying there are so many, a nice expression can be recently we have been witnessing, which means we've been seeing so many students, right? And some teachers. Now, from your school, you want to emphasize this, right? At the park. And then start your new sentences with a capital. The students play football, tennis, and badminton. Okay, good. Those balls shuttle around everywhere over there. Okay, when people take a rest, I'm assuming, at the park, they don't feel security anymore. Okay, so security is a noun, right? And you can't feel secure. That's the adjective you got to use. So they don't feel secure anymore. I have been annoyed by this situation for many days. Okay, so you have described the recent problems. That's great. But it would be nice if you could add a topic sentence. So recently we have been witnessing so many students and some teachers from your school at Green Park, and this has been causing some problems for local residents, right? Okay, then you begin explaining. The students play football, tennis, and badminton, which is not really a problem, right? So you want to link it to the next sentence. You don't want to just end the sentence there. So the students play football, tennis, and badminton, and we can say throw balls all over the place, right? And so throw balls all over the place. When people take a rest. Okay, so we can say people who are relaxing at the park, right, don't feel secure. You don't need to say when people. So as a result, people who are relaxing in the park, okay, and the P for park doesn't need to be capital, don't feel secure anymore. And then I wouldn't go with secure. I told you that we needed an adjective, but I would just use safe if I were you. So they don't feel safe anymore. I have been annoyed by this situation for many days. Okay, so use passive. You could say something like, this situation has led to serious grievances. Now that's a nice word that you could learn, a grievance. What's a grievance? It's something that you are unhappy about and you are complaining it. So this situation has led to serious grievances among locals, right? So that's something that you could have said. That's aim number 2. Okay, the next paragraph should suggest how the problem could be solved. Let's see. Allow me, so it's not allowed, right? It's allow me to suggest that the teachers can take their students to draw pictures or do some quiet games. So I think this is should be a D, and then this one should be a Q. That will be great. Okay, now notice how shorter this paragraph is relative to the previous two, and so the examiner is not going to like this. What are we going to do? So begin with the topic sentence. As always, allow me to suggest some solutions in order to resolve this problem. That's your topic sentence there. Now you're going to mention the suggestion. So you could say, perhaps, right, the teachers can take their students to an indoor library in order to draw pictures, or you don't do quiet games. So play some quiet games you might want to mention like what games, such as chess or checkers. I don't know. I'm just coming up with something. All right. And then instead of just saying that would be great, which is a little informal, okay, we could say this could possibly satisfy the, or we could say my neighbors and others who wish to enjoy their time at the park. Okay, so there. Now, it's not perfect, but at least it's a little longer, and we have a little bit more balance among these three body paragraphs here. Okay, now we have the closing. Closing. I would appreciate it if you could resolve this issue as swiftly as possible, which is not a very bad closing. But if you want to go with something that's more standard, right? You could go with something like, I trust this matter will receive your immediate attention. And I know that, this is something that you might say, hey, but that's memorized. It doesn't matter. These types of expressions, in fact, need to be memorized. It's a good idea for these expressions to be memorized in that way. And then we have a leave taking, best regards. Don't forget to leave the comma here. And then the signature, Mary. Okay, Mary, this was a pretty good piece of writing, but there are a few things, more than a few things, that I would like you to consider. Consider your choice of vocab. Consider the way you begin your paragraphs, the way you open your letter, and all of the other stuff that I highlighted in today's writing correction session. Thank you for sharing your writing with us, and I hope that you find this feedback useful. Okay, now the topic for the next episode of the writing correction series is your office building does not have a cafeteria. Write a letter to your manager. In your letter, 1, describe the problem. 2, suggest where the cafeteria could be built. And 3, say how it would benefit the employees. All right, guys, as always, thank you for watching. You can submit your response via email to info@fasttrackesl.com. And don't forget to leave a comment on this video with your name and your country. Maybe your writing will be included in our next episode. Good luck, guys, and see you soon. Want your writing corrected? Welcome to Fast Track ESL's Writing Correction Series, where every week we will be reviewing sample writing written and submitted by you, with detailed feedback and advice to help you improve your performance. At the end of each week's video, a new topic will be provided for the new episode that'll be released the following week. All you have to do is email your writing to info@fasttrackesl.com and leave your name and country in the comment section of the video on YouTube. Yes, it's really that easy. Every week, one sample writing will be selected from among all the submissions, and we will review and correct it for our next episode. Just make sure you've subscribed to our channel, leave your name and country in the comments, and email us your writing. Who knows? Your writing may be reviewed in our next video. So stay tuned.